Hang on, we're out of control here at Tech Garage. Top speed. Welcome back, folks. It's all about Garage Ed, and it's about the parallelogram steering system, if you didn't notice. We're going to talk about the gearbox, the system, and how to check it. Let's start right here and understand all the parts that are involved. Starting right here with the steering shaft. Now, the steering shaft, it actually goes down here, and it connects to the actual gearbox. This is the gearbox. Now, the gearbox transfers this rotary motion into linear motion down here. We'll take a look at that in a second. Down on the bottom here, you can see it's actually connected to what's called a pitman arm. The pitman arm actually transfers the energy over here to a center link. Now this is a center link, sometimes called a drag link. Goes from the pitman arm all the way over to the other side. You have what's called an idler arm. Now the idler arm is attached to the frame right here, and that's connected down to the center link. And then on the center link, you see here you got a tie rod, an inner tie rod, and way over here you got an outer tie rod. And then you got the green adjuster right there. That's actually going to help you adjust it when we get to some of the alignment angles. But there's a lot of checking when it comes to this system, but really cool. I got one of these gearbox, a cutaway here so you can see what's going on inside because it's really, really cool. Our gearbox here, we're going to take our steering wheel, and what we're going to do is put it in right here to what's called a worm shaft. And I can drive it right here, and you can see it's actually spinning slowly because it's massive gear reduction, but we're turning that pitman arm was connected right here to the sector shaft. Now check this out, man. We got the coolest cutaways here at Tech Garage. You can see right here, you have the actual worm gear going in, and then it's connected to what's called this ball nut. Now watch these little ball bearings in here. As we turn it to the left and we turn it to the right, you can actually see them moving. That gives you a smooth transition from the actual worm gear out to the sector shaft to the pitman arm, which is turning your steering system back and forth. Now you want to check this system just like some other systems. Get you a big old pry bar. Come over and start pushing up and down on the system.
Big old pry bar, you say?
I got a big pry bar.
I got a big pry bar.
Dave, every time I get a pry bar, yours is bigger.
It actually says in my contract, John, that I get the bigger pry bar, so.
That figures. Dave, how can we check this parallelogram steering system? A couple of tests we can make.
Yeah, first of all, you do the dry park test, John, which you grab a buddy, make sure that person is safe outside the vehicle, that you're stationary, and you turn the wheel from left to right, turn it back and forth, and they can just check under there, check the entire system to see if there's anything loose, if anything's flopping around, if anything's binding. You might hear it, you'll certainly see it, you might feel it actually. So you're kind of doing a visual inspection, a tactile inspection as well to see if everything's okay there. From that point, if you find that you need to change something, there's a couple of tools you can get at rockauto.com, including a tie rod end separator, which is what we have here. Now it's going to be called the stepped pickle fork kit. We just use it for separating tie rods here. Now there are different sizes depending on your vehicle. Keep in mind that you're going to tear the boot if you're not too careful. If you're going to replace the boot, that's fine. You can go ahead and do it. But if you don't plan on replacing the boot, just be real careful when you take it off, and that will pry the tie rod right off here. Also, another great tool we found at rockauto.com, we've got a pitman arm separator here, and I love this tool. Pitman arm is awfully hard to get off. So if you have a breaker bar or if you have an impact wrench, you want to use this and crank it down. It will pull the pitman arm right off. Actually super simple. Comes off in one piece like that, and you are good to go. And it's hard to do manually, so you're going to need some help from a special tool you can get at rockauto.com. Coming up next, if you are intimidated by schematics and by wiring, then you are going to love our Master Technician Tech Tip. That is all coming up next on Tech Garage, presented by rockauto.com. Don't miss it.